This episode of Legacy Curious is brought to you by Legacy Protectors. Customize insurance strategies for business owners and families who aspire to create a lasting legacy. Welcome back to Legacy Curious, the podcast for entrepreneurs who understand that building wealth isn't just about today's profits. It's about creating something that lasts. I'm your host, David Gravelle. Today, we're joined by Gabby Ferguson, the owner of the Massage Clinic of Oklahoma City. It's a standout business that opened in 2020 at the start of the pandemic and has grown into a community favorite. Her clinic won the 2023 Official Community Choice Award and was a finalist in 2024. This year, they're finalists again of the 2025 award with results still to come. Gabby is a licensed massage therapist, passionate entrepreneur, and natural health advocate. She leads both the front and back end of her clinic, bringing a personal, healing touch to every client. Her mission is to help people feel their best through high-quality care in a warm, welcoming space. So let's say hello to Gabby and learn more about her and her legacy. Well, welcome, Gabby. Thanks for coming on today. How are you?
Amazing. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, we're doing great. It's a beautiful day here in Oklahoma, and you're one of my Oklahoma business owners. I'm so happy you were able to join us. So thanks for doing this. And let's just get started by having you tell us a bit about yourself by maybe, sharing with us where you were born and where you grew up.
Yeah. So I was born in right outside of Detroit. My family is from Michigan. Most of my family is from Flint. I moved here to Oklahoma as an adult. My mom moved here to take care of her parents before they passed, and I followed her here. So then I just stayed. But yeah, I've lived everywhere.
Yeah. So tell us what it was like. Maybe how long did you live in Flint, Michigan? It's close to where I was born and raised. I'm from Windsor, Ontario, and I loved, all of the Detroit sports teams, Michigan State as well. So we were big sports fans in my family. Did you follow any of the sports fans, or are you still a fan today? No, no sports, huh?
No, not really. But I can respect them. But yeah. I'm not really a sports person.
Okay. So how long were you in Michigan? And tell us about, where you moved around before you came to Oklahoma.
So my parents, when I was young, and then my dad still does it, but they were traveling evangelists, Christian singer-songwriters. And so my parents were traveling back to Michigan from Nashville when I was born. I came a month early. And so they were in revival, and my hospital, the hospital was filled with pastors and everything whenever I was born. So yeah.
And so what was it like for you as a young person? Did you follow in their footsteps and take up music? Were you a singer, or did you play an instrument?
Yeah, so I sing and I write songs and poetry. I play a little bit of guitar. I would do acting. I was in theater, and pretty much just anything like artistic I love to do. That's always been a part of what I do. Even the high school that I graduated from was specifically around the arts. My creative writing teacher was a Grammy and Dove Award winner. Oh. And she taught me how to write music, and it's just something that I really, really enjoy.
Yeah, and how do you? We've had some musicians on here in the past, so I encourage people to check that out. Keen is one of them. So tell me, what. So I'm going to back up on that. So tell me a bit more about your musical talents. Did you pursue them, or are you still active with your music?
I sing on Facebook or TikTok and things like that, but I made it more of like a hobby, versus I didn't want to be the struggling musician. I wanted
Sure.
to have like a career under my belt. And I know there are a lot of talented people. I really enjoy it. I did do gigs for a while in the bars, and I found that quite a bit of fun. But I don't really like the bar scene,
Right.
and
You
so
kind of grow out of that, most people, right? Yeah, it's when
right,
you're young.
right, yeah. I was
Sure.
looking for more of
Yeah.
a, I'm at home early, home by six
Right.
o'clock, cooking, getting
Right.
ready
Sure.
to go to bed.
Yeah, and some of my other guests, they share that their musical talents are now a way for them to kind of unwind, and they enjoy just doing that for themselves almost exclusively,
Mhm.
right? And
Yeah.
so, tell us a bit about some of your early occupations and some of the things that you were drawn to, as you entered the workforce.
Yeah. So the first thing, okay, in the very beginning, I've been working since I was 14. So my first job was Chick-fil-A. My dad had to sign a waiver, for me to be able to work there. And then I worked as a secretary in his office. And by by 17, I was doing like waitressing, and then I was going to school for cosmetology. But by 18, I started dealing with a lot of health problems. And so I was in and out of work doing waitressing jobs and mall jobs, but I wasn't able to keep a job. Luckily, I was able to have a boyfriend, and he helped me out a lot with, what I was going through. But yeah, when I got later on in years, that's when I got my massage therapy license.
Yeah, and what drew you
So,
to that? What are your mindset when you're deciding to go and study for that and take that as a career?
yeah, so the big thing that happened was not know like always having to rely on a partner to take care of me, not knowing if I'm going to be able to make it or survive or pay for my bills. Um, i uh, i was dealing with so many health problems. I had a seizure, an epilepsy diagnosis, and that happened. I had had a couple when I was younger, but I didn't really start having them all the time until I turned 18. And so we just kind of overlooked them when I was younger, like, oh, that was just a fluke thing. Um,
Fortunately, it wasn't recurring until later, and then it sounds like you've addressed it then, but it was a struggle at that time, no doubt.
it was a struggle. I was put on quite a bit of medication. Within a year, I gained 140 pounds. And they had put me on too high of doses, but I didn't have any health insurance. We were trying to get help from the state. I tried to get Social Security, is that right? SSI, Social Security Disability. But because I had worked within a year time, and I mean, I had to make money because the medications, even during that time, but through the state and stuff like that, they still cost money. They weren't
Sure.
free.
Right.
And so I had to make money to be able to support myself. I didn't want to just rely on people. And so I where was I at?
It's okay. You were talking about how you became a massage therapist. So
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
decided
So, but
that
all of that kind
yeah,
of led up to it. So, because this is in my, like, let's say 20, so 18, 19, 20, all the way up until like 24.
yeah,
And then I became a massage therapist, I want to say around like, I've been one for 6 years now. And so I'm 33 now, I'll be 34 this year.
okay,
So there was like a span of time that I was in and out of work, but I was still working.
sure,
And then there was a span of time that I was able to work fully. And I worked at the mall a lot. I did kiosk jobs in the mall, and those kiosk jobs were Bellaterry Cosmetics. I worked in Victoria's Secret, like putting the stuff away, like late at night and early in the morning, organizing all of that. I worked at Brookstone for a while. I worked at the hairstyler where they sell straighteners. One that I was really, really good at was called electronic massagers. And those are like little TINS units that you put
Yeah.
the pads on people's back and
Oh,
you
right.
turn
Right.
it
You get,
on. So
sure.
I worked with that company for quite a while, and
Yeah.
I was my rental cars were paid for. My hotels were paid for. I would go to home and garden shows, military bases, and I sold that product at those places. So I traveled selling those products.
Yeah. So it sounds like that
Um,
gave you a lot of confidence in what you were doing and
and yeah,
probably
and in
the base.
sales,
Sure.
I would say that
Yeah.
that's really where I learned how to sell, and because every type of business is sales. And so I really learned how to model sales, around
Yeah.
that. A lot of people are like, oh no, sales, but they don't realize if you have a business, you have to know how to do it.
Yeah.
And so I had luckily, learned how to work straight commission and learned how that works.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like I'm kind of all over the place answering the question. What got me up to being able to do massage therapy is not wanting to feel like I had to rely on people, not wanting to feel like I could just like have a home and then not have a home, have all of my needs met and then not have all of my needs met.
Right.
Like I wanted to be
Some
able to support
stability.
my
Yeah.
yeah,
Right. And
yeah.
it that
I
sounds
needed
like,
stability. And
yeah.
I couldn't use computers. I couldn't be under bright lights. I couldn't be I kept getting fired from jobs for having seizures. And they wouldn't say it. They would just be like, "Oh, we don't need you anymore." So, it was needing to be able to work in a place that had low lighting, work in a place that was calm, calm environment, no computers, um, be able to make enough money in one day where I could cover my expenses for several days. It was if something were to happen, where I could work for myself if I needed to, if I were to lose my job. Those are all of the things, and it needed to be something that I could afford because I had went to school multiple times, taken out loans, and so
Right.
I couldn't go the loan route again. So I had a car, I sold the car, used what I made from the car to pay for the schooling. It was all of those thoughts that went into
Oh,
what am I going to
resilient.
do?
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah,
Congratulations on coming through all of those experiences. It really it is a theme that most of my guests have this unwavering commitment to being successful and going that extra mile when needed. So talk about your clinic now. It's
yeah.
the Oklahoma it's the massage clinic of OKC, and it's here
Mhm.
in Oklahoma City. So how long have
Yeah.
what led up to opening that, and how long have you been the proprietor of that?
Yeah, so I opened that early 2020, knowing that I had dealt with health problems. Actually, COVID hit me really bad. I was on a lot of medication, and my immune system was kind of shot. So when I got COVID, I got severely sick. And when I went to try to go back to work, I couldn't do more than one massage at a time without running out of breath.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was making like $17 per massage hour. And so plus like a tip. So maybe I would leave making like $30 in a day,
Yeah.
which wasn't feasible. And so I quit and I went and got a little small office space for like 200 and something dollars a month. And I set everything up in that office space. It was an 8 by 10 room, and I just started doing a couple of massages a week. And I worked myself up to being able to have that massage space filled for 10 hours a day. I hired therapists to come work out of that massage space. We were booked out 3 months, and that's when I decided to
Wow.
expand.
Oh, good for
So,
you. Yeah. So
yeah.
congratulations on that. I mean, that is someone that's just self-made. And I want to just
Mhm.
let you know, we see you here at Legacy Curious because it is, our audience are mostly entrepreneurs doing the same thing. So congratulations to you. So tell
Thank
us a bit more
you.
about your business now. What's your website? Let's share that with our audience. Of course, it's going to be in the description.
Yeah. Yeah, so the website is the massage clinic of OKC.com. We're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We're on all of it. Um, uh, what are the other questions?
Yeah, just tell us about your business. What are the type of clients you serve? What are type of the services that you're offering?
Yeah, so my business is more of a clinic setting. It's not like your, fancy spa type setting. My goal is to really focus on more of medical type massage. We offer complimentary cupping and aromatherapy with all of our sessions. Um, I am very particular when hiring therapists. So most of the therapists that work for me have been working for years. I want to, I'm not like, I don't have tons of staff, but the staff that I
Yeah,
have been with me for a while and they're really, really good.
yeah,
And so, that's really what I want is I just want to have a place that people can come and they feel safe and it's clean and they feel like they're taken care of and they're heard and it's specialized towards them. And I just want to be a place of healing for people and for all people. And that's
yeah.
pretty much.
So how do you make it special to them? Is there a like an initial consultation where you're getting to know them and what's that process look like for a new person?
Okay, so each person that comes in, they're going to have a form that they fill out, obviously. But really, what it is when the person gets on your table, we create a bond with our clients. So especially when we have people that are just return clients, we get to really know their bodies, we get to know them, we get to know their needs. We have people that have gone through cancer treatments, people that have gone through just so many different things for their body, surgeries, things like that. And we catered the massage specifically to what they need and not just a cookie cutter
Sure.
type of massage. And
Okay.
when you have people that have been doing it a while, when you have therapists that are skilled in what they do and they've been doing it, they know how to do that.
Right.
And so when you have people that are freshly, and no offense to people that are freshly out of school, and I will hire people here and there, that are, but I'm sure I will eventually.
Yeah, right. Well, you're going
But
to train and support them,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, you're
but
not just turning them loose.
right, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. But it's just you got to have a particular type of person that's taking care of you, that you know that they're gonna know what they're doing, and I can just let them do what they're gonna do, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, you did that wrong. I
right.
trust everybody that works for me.
Sure.
So
Talk a bit about the cupping. You mentioned that, and for our audience, and there was another service you said everyone gets. Tell us about those.
yeah, so I'm actually an herbalist as well, and I'm a certified herbalist, and so I mix all of our aromatherapy. And it's going to be a base oil that we mix with an essential oil, and we massage that into the skin. I have another therapist there that also is a certified herbalist as well, and she makes a lot of her own aromatherapies. Some of the therapists, they'll bring in their own things and they'll work on the clients with them as well. But uh, usually we're going to be doing like a citrus and lemongrass. Um, the cupping that we use, they're just silicone cups that we place on the back. We're
Okay.
not, we don't do fire cupping or
Okay.
glass cupping, anything
Okay.
like that. So these silicone cups, they help to break up like scar tissue. They help to get the knots out of the muscle. It's going to be more of a pulling versus when you're massaging, it's a pushing.
Okay.
And so it just
All
really
right.
helps to kind of break
Yeah.
everything up.
Yeah, that
And
makes
that's what we use
sense.
it for as
Well,
a tool.
yeah. Thanks for explaining
Yeah.
that because I've always wondered why the cupping is for pulling and the massage is for pushing. Okay, that makes complete sense. Now I
Yeah.
understand a little bit better because I've seen athletes with those cupping marks on them, and I'm just curious as to why they do it. It doesn't make sense. But
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same, you're trying to do the same thing, but you're using different techniques to break everything up. And so sometimes, the cupping is going to help to break it up a little bit better than if you're just pushing against it.
sure. Okay,
So,
and I also see on your website you do facials and body scrubs. Is that a new offering for you, or is that something that you've been doing
No,
for a
no.
while
So we
too?
do facial massage. And so that's going to be a sinus pressure massage that hits all of the sinus pressure points, forehead, around the nose, cheeks, to try to get that, lymph flowing.
Sure.
And then we do our body scrub is a full back scrub that we remove with hot towels. And then
Okay.
we do hot stones, as well, foot scrub. Our scrub is a milk and honey sugar scrub, and that it's really, really fancy and nice and smells good.
Okay. Okay,
Mhm.
great. All right, so let's tell our audience how to get in touch with you and how would
Yeah.
they
Oh,
schedule a massage.
there's another thing too that we do that's
Sure.
different than a lot of other places. We use coconut oil for all of our massages. We use warm coconut oil. So when you come to our clinic, you're going to be getting organic hot coconut oil. You can be massaged with that. So it's not going to be like you're not going to be leaving with white lotion marks all over your
Sure.
skin. It's not going to be drying out.
Well, that's
That's a kind of a
aromatherapy
pro
right there. I love
to
that.
us.
Yeah, I love that smell. So
Mhm.
that so tell us how to get started. Where would they go? They're going to go to your website. Is that right? Or
Yep.
call your office?
Yep. So we have so many ways to book. We have, if you go just on Google and click on the Massage Clinic of OKC, it pops up a number. If you call that number, there's an automated system that will walk you through booking. So if I'm not able to answer the phone, it can help you book straight from there. If you do call our direct line, because we have two numbers, I can help with booking over the phone. You can go directly to our website to book, the massageclinicofokc.com. You can go through our Square site to book. So there's
Great.
there's several options
All right, we'll have
as
them all
far as
in the
booking goes.
description. So reach out in any way that's best for you, audience and listener.
Right, right.
So what comes next for you, Gabby? What does the future look like for the Massage Clinic of Oklahoma City? You have some expansion goals, or what? Where do you see
I
yourself in the
do.
future?
Yeah, I do. So it's just getting myself to the point of, okay, I can do this now. This year, I've really focused on my own mental and physical health. I've worked on getting myself to where I want to be in life versus just all business. I only
Right.
took like 2 vacations this whole time, and it was like 3 years before I took the first one. I was working like 7 days a week before I took
Wow.
the first one. So, and then I was sick. I had E. coli
Geez.
the whole week of my vacation after three
That's not
years. And
fair.
so
That's
that,
not fair.
yeah, I'm just like, oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. Um, but yeah, it's not often that I actually get a break. So this year I have been really trying to focus on just getting my health in order. I've recently lost 85 pounds. I've gotten
Good.
myself off of a seizure medication that I was on for a really, really
Sure.
long
Yeah.
time. Um, the goals for the future, um, is that obviously there needs to be more than one massage clinic. Um, this my business, I've modeled it in a way that that it should be easy to franchise, or at least have multiple locations. And so I've worked hard and, with color schemes and how things are run and how I should be able to uh, teach people to run it that certain way. I have
Sure.
a way that everything's done to where it should be easy to mimic at other locations.
Right.
And I put a lot of time and thought into that. So the ultimate goal is to have multiple locations, even if I'm not the one running them myself.
Right.
So I
And
would
that's
like to
yeah,
split.
that's a great growth strategy when that's something we promote here on the channel and with my business, the Legacy Protectors Life is that passive income that comes from stepping away from your business when you've got it to a point that you're able to look beyond just running it every day because that's really what
Yeah.
success looks like in my mind and most people really is
Oh,
to be able
yeah.
to build something that you don't have to be in it every day and it can outlast you And so that gets us to our $1 million question here.
Yeah.
Gabby, is what do you want your legacy to be? What do you hope to be remembered for?
I just want people to, if they like, I want people to remember me for what I brought to the community. Um, that I brought a place where they felt like they were able to heal. Not just people that come into my business for massage, but also I really care about my staff. I would want my staff to remember me by somebody who brought them further in life, hopefully, who supported them. And yeah, that's really I want to make a positive impact on my community as somebody who just had a place of healing for people locally where they felt I know if I go there that the energy that's in this place, these people are laying hands on me.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, we're
It's so
massage.
intimate. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
very
it's so
intimate
intimate.
healing
They're putting their
technique.
energy on you. They're putting their
Right.
hand on you. You
Right.
want to know that you're dealing with good people and not just anybody. And we've got good people, with good morals and good, just good people in general. And so they really are caring. And a lot of them are caregivers back at home with their family
Right.
members. And so they have that kind of feeling about them. And so I look for those type of people when hiring. And so I just want people to realize or to remember this is where I went and this is where I felt like I was taken care of well, you know?
Great, great, great. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for doing that for the community. Again, all my caregivers that I have on here, you probably don't hear it enough, but it's such an important role in society to take care of others. So thank you for that on behalf of everybody. It makes us all better. And thank you
Yeah.
for coming on today. We really appreciate your time, and we'll
Yeah.
look forward to hearing from you in the future potentially.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you to our listeners and audience for spending time with us today on Legacy Curious. I hope this conversation gave you some insight, encouragement, or just that little spark you needed to keep you moving forward in your own legacy journey. If you got value from today's episode, please take a second to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone else who's building something that matters. And if you're ready to take that next step, protecting your business, planning for retirement, or passing on your legacy with purpose, head to legacyprotectors.life to schedule a conversation. Until next time, I'm your host, David Gravelle, reminding you to stay curious, stay committed, and keep building something worth passing on.